Of all the franchises that have had a major impact on the world of video gaming, very few of them managed to create a whole genre around the ideas encompassed in the original games. However, Castlevania isn't just any game franchise, and the simple 2D style of most of the games from that series has become much more accessible today, prompting many indie developers to create their own takes on the game. The Castlevania franchise goes back to 1986, when the first game was released, making it one of the oldest and longest running franchises in history. Originally a simple 2D side-scrolling action platformer, the franchise moved forward via Symphony of the Night, which added many of the exploration and RPG elements that helped lay the groundwork for the genre of gaming known today as Metroidvania. Hello again friends, and welcome back to Game Rant. I'm Casey, and these are the 6 best Castlevania clones. At number 6, we've got Master of Darkness, a classic game released in 1992 which was very similar in style to the original Castlevania games. Master of Darkness is much more unique for having copied the earliest entries, whereas most Castlevania clones followed the style of games such as Symphony of the Night and onward. Master of Darkness involves a psychologist named Dr. Ferdinand Social pursuing Count Dracula, who's been committing murders around London and getting them blamed on Jack the Ripper. The convoluted plot was an intriguingly deep one for 1992 video games, and the gameplay was a simplistic 2D action platformer of the side-scrolling style that many Castlevania entries provide. Unfortunately, Master of Darkness didn't achieve enough success to become its own franchise, but it could still get a remake. At number 5, we've got Record of Lotus War, Deedlit in Wonder Labyrinth. A much more recent Castlevania clone, Deedlit in Wonder Labyrinth was released in 2021, which took after Castlevania Symphony of the Night in a lot of ways. Playing as Deedlit, the High Elf, players have to traverse the strange labyrinth she finds herself in, filled with foes and friends that she met in previous entries in the Record of Lotus War franchise. This series took a shift with this game, and it was well received. The original Record of Lotus War book series was shown off in character and story terms, while the gameplay was a well-built Metroidvania including common aspects of the genre, like searching for items, revisiting areas to find previously inaccessible locations, and plenty of bosses and mini-bosses throughout to give players a challenge. At number 4, we've got Shovel Knight. Shovel Knight is an impressive game that basically became a franchise, adding new campaigns until there were 4 separate and fully realized adventures, all after being on Kickstarter. With a great story in each campaign, featuring plenty of imaginative characters, a certain flair of darkness to the world, and the style of classic platformers and side-scrolling games inspiring it all, Shovel Knight is the complete package. Gameplay features many bosses, 8-bit graphics, and many classic Metroidvania tropes such as gathering treasure in order to buy more items and a surprising level of difficulty, which can be increased in New Game Plus if players are up for the challenge. The combat style is updated to be more modern, but most other aspects feel very much like classic Castlevania and Metroid adventures that fans of those games and that style are sure to love. At number 3, we've got Blasphemous. If players are looking for something heavily inspired by Castlevania while taking a great new approach in some ways, Blasphemous is perfect. Building a dark, lore-heavy world based on Spanish Roman Catholic culture, the land of Custodia is a great setting for a game that feels very classic with a modern twist. Blasphemous is based around the Penitent One, a knight with a powerful sword who must traverse the land and learn spells that help him and his sword defeat the many enemies in his path. The story of Blasphemous and the style of the world fit perfectly with Symphony of the Night, while the gameplay is classic Metroidvania in many ways. Blasphemous was brilliantly executed, to the degree that it managed to spark its very own sequel. At number 2, we've got Bloodstained Ritual of the Night. It's hard for a game to sound any more like it's based on Castlevania Symphony of the Night than Bloodstained Ritual of the Night does. This amazing game was released in 2019 to rave reviews, and it's been heralded as one of the best examples of the Metroidvania style to be released in the last decade. It was also developed by Koji Igarashi and is considered by many to be a spiritual successor to the Castlevania franchise. Bloodstained is set in 18th century England and follows Miriam, a sharebinder, people infused with demonically charged crystals to become more powerful. Miriam must fight demons summoned by another sharebinder named Jebel across a series of maps. Bloodstained plays almost precisely like the Castlevania games that followed Symphony of the Night, and more games in the Bloodstained franchise are already being planned to further the great list of amazing side-scrolling RPGs. And taking our spot at number 1, Hollow Knight. Hollow Knight is one of the few original games that fans consider to possibly be as good as the best Castlevania games. In the Metroidvania genre, there is almost nothing and definitely nothing released in the 21st century quite like Hollow Knight. Released in 2017, Hollow Knight is a true instant classic that has captured the hearts of every Castlevania fan to ever play it, and is one of the best indie games to ever exist. Hollow Knight is set in the dark world of Hollow Nest, where a nameless warrior traverses the land and investigates the infection spreading across it. Known for its difficulty, amazing story, world building, and unbelievable soundtrack, Hollow Knight isn't just a Castlevania clone. It's the next evolution in the style of gaming beloved by fans of Castlevania. And that's our list, folks. Let us know in the comments which one of these Castlevania clones is your favorite to play. If you enjoyed this video, please be sure to like, share, and subscribe. And as always, be sure to visit GameRant.com for more top-notch gaming content. I hope you all enjoy the rest of your day, and I'll catch you in the next video. Take care for now.